Now, welcome to another edition of News from Naboo with Thor's Lightning Takes. And let's get right to the news.
Alright, so today we're going to be bringing you the full list of Disney Star Wars content with synopsises for 2023.
Fingers crossed.
Some of these synopsises are going to be brand new, things we've not heard at all yet, so that's kind of exciting.
Some of them are not.
We're going to get 6 titles, 3 live action, 3 animated, all listed 2023.
Supposedly. We'll see if they actually stick.
You have little faith.
It's not that I have little faith, I just know these release dates are so flexible these days with these shows.
No, they're all coming. I believe it.
I want to believe it too. I hope they all do.
First up, we've got Bad Batch Season 2. Synopsis reads, the new season of Star Wars The Bad Batch opens. Months have passed since the events on Kamino, and the Bad Batch continue their journey navigating the Empire after the fall of the Republic. They'll cross paths with friends and foes, both new and familiar. They'll take on a variety of thrilling mercenary missions that will take them to unexpected and dangerous new places. This comes out on January 4th.
Only months, huh?
I know, I thought it was going to be like a year.
A year at least?
Maybe a year and a half. I don't know.
More bounty hunter missions? I wonder if it's just going to be more kind of the same of the first season, kind of the one-off episodes, or are we going to have a more overarching narrative other than kind of the crosshair and Kamino? I mean, it's not that there wasn't one in season 1, don't get me wrong. I just would like maybe a little tighter.
Well, I know that the premiere episode, the mid-season, as well as the finale are all going to be 2 episodes that it, premieres. So we'll have to see. I mean, that means those are definitely going to be arcs. As for the rest of it, who can say?
I mean, I got high hopes. I liked season 1. I don't think it's the best Star Wars ever. I don't think it's the best animated Star Wars ever, but it's good. And so here's to hoping, a little bit better.
I mean, the trailer looked good, so we'll see.
Yeah, it looks good.
Next up, Mandalorian Season 3. The official synopsis says, the journeys of the Mandalorian through the Star Wars galaxy continue. Once a lone bounty hunter, Din Djarin has reunited with Grogu. Meanwhile, the New Republic struggles to lead the galaxy away from its dark history. The Mandalorian will cross paths with old allies and make new enemies as he and Grogu continue their journey together. Releasing on March 1st.
Somehow, Grogu has returned.
Somehow. What's interesting is they talk about the New Republic.
Yeah, out of nowhere. I mean, all we've really seen out of the New Republic is kind of like Dave Filoni and the boys showing up at X-Wings. We kind of break Miggs out of the ship. Or not Miggs, but his friend. I can't remember his name.
Well, it doesn't matter, he dies.
The Twi'lek, yeah.
He doesn't make it through the episode.
Yeah, that's just... I remember that one from Miggs, mostly, being his first episode.
What I think is interesting is, we know Carl Weathers looks more like he's like a community leader of some kind. Perhaps he's related to politics, and he could be our bridge into seeing what the New Republic is up to.
I trust you mean Grief Karga.
Yes.
Played by Carl Weathers, the great Carl Weathers, Apollo Creed.
Yes. Also, what if they got Genevieve O'Reilly to cameo? She is the Chancellor of the New Republic.
That's a good idea. I like that idea. Maybe we will move more into the Mandalorian / New Republic politics of the time.
Right, to kind of give us some sort of a look at what was going on.
If you're going to do this big crossover event thing that's going to kind of involve the whole galaxy, you kind of need to set the stage for the galaxy, which includes what the New Republic is up to.
Plus, there was a lot of complaints, of course, with the sequel trilogy that nobody knew what the political climate was.
Oh, I still don't know.
Exactly, and maybe they're going to try and set something up during these other shows to give you a glimpse.
Yeah, that was a mistake. It just kind of, here's the New Republic, blow it up. Yeah, we didn't tell you anything about it. You didn't need to know anything about it because we're just going to blow it up.
All right, next up, Star Wars Young Jedi Adventures. Set during the High Republic era, Star Wars Young Jedi Adventures follows younglings as they study the ways of the Force and learn valuable skills needed to become Jedi. Compassion, self-discipline, teamwork, patience, and friendship. It will be the first full-length animated Star Wars series created for preschoolers. We don't have a date on it yet, but this is the first time we're going to see the High Republic outside of the comics and the books, even before we see it in the Acolyte.
I have just one question. Is it canon?
Doesn't say it's not.
Oh, let's just assume it's not so I don't have to watch it.
It's canon. We're going to watch it, review.
No, well, we might review it, like throw a 5-second, like, yeah, we watched it, don't watch it. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm sure it'll be fine for kids.
Exactly. It is.
I don't care if it's canon or
kids,
not
so
canon.
Bright colors and loving
fun stories
stuff.
And whatever.
Yeah,
it'll be what
kids.
it is, yes.
It is what it is. Next on the docket, we have Star Wars Visions Volume 2. Official synopsis. Star Wars Visions is an animated anthology series featuring celebratory expressions of Star Wars storytelling. 7 Japanese anime studios brought their unique talents and perspective to Star Wars Visions Volume 1. Launching in 2023, Volume 2 will feature stories from creative teams from Chile, France, Japan, India, Ireland, Spain, South Africa, South Korea, the UK, and the US to showcase the incredible animation happening across each country and culture through the mythos of Star Wars.
Really excited for this. Loved season 1.
Yeah, another 10 studios, another slew of projects for us to look at. It's
cool
be
that'll
great.
be worldwide. I mean, I love Japanese stuff was great. I'm not saying I disliked it because of that, but I mean, it's going to be cool to see other countries, basically around the world, kind of give their take on Star Wars. Because I loved just kind of seeing it from the Japanese perspective was great, and now just expanding that will be even better.
Interesting because even seeing it from just studios in Japan, you got such a variety of skills.
Yeah, you saw many different kind of takes,
forms,
interpretations, and different styles of animation, and that was awesome. I loved the first season.
Right. I mean, they aren't officially done with those studios. I mean, we do know that Dave Filoni and Kathleen Kennedy visited Japan and visited a couple of the studios that made projects for the first season. In the studio that made the Ninth Jedi,
the one that had the most potential to be turned into a series, I would say.
Did say that what they had produced was what they thought of as a pilot.
Yeah, it felt like a pilot. It felt like the start of something. That's why when it ends, you're like, wait a minute, that was like episode 1. Where are the other 10 episodes of this season?
Where are you? Star Wars Visions, the Ninth Jedi.
I could see it. I mean, if you wanted to go into the future of Star Wars, they certainly set up some interesting concepts.
They did. It was very cool.
Yep.
All right, next we have Ahsoka. Synopsis. Set after the fall of the Republic, Star Wars Ahsoka follows the former Jedi Knight Ahsoka Tano as she investigates an emerging threat to a vulnerable galaxy. No date.
The Star Wars galaxy or a different galaxy? I'm just kidding. I know
we've
heard those. We've heard the rumors out there that it's going to be in a different galaxy. I'm assuming that's all kind of exaggerated, and it'll be the Star Wars galaxy.
I think this is one of the shows that my worry is turned up because of the fact that bringing in the Ghost Crew, bringing in Thrawn, bringing in Ahsoka, these are all characters that we know very well.
With old characters or known legacy characters especially come great expectations. It sounds like a Spider-Man quote I'm working towards.
Plus, I got to see a live-action Purrgil.
I think we will see live. What is the great threat? Is it Thrawn? Is it something? Is it the Grisk that we know Thrawn has been dealing with in the books from his new trilogies in the new canon?
Well, we've heard rumors of the origins of the Night Sisters being out.
I don't see the Night Sisters being like a galaxy-wide threat.
I don't know. If they came in force, they could be.
Possibly. I'm not discounting them entirely. They're awesome. So either
Thrawn is the threat, or when they got there, he and Ezra had to kind of team up with the people who live there and are fighting whatever this threat could be.
A good chunk of the season, or maybe the whole first season, is finding Ezra only to find out him and Thrawn are buddies. Maybe not like friends, but reluctant teammates, allies, whatever you want to call them. Yeah,
could be. Lastly, we have Skeleton Crew. Official synopsis says Star Wars Skeleton Crew, set in the New Republic era, is about a group of kids lost in the Star Wars galaxy trying to find their way home. No release date.
Oh, they said Star Wars Galaxy that time. Interesting. Reading
too
deep.
You were overanalyzing that.
I know. I know that was... I got a little upset in that video because I think it's just silly to go to another galaxy at this point in time. Well, I am a little silly.
If we messed this galaxy up enough, it's time for a new galaxy.
Sounds about right. No, but I mean, that was about the briefest explanation ever. Goonies in space for adults.
It's one that I'm really looking forward to because opposite of Ahsoka, there is no lore attached to these characters.
Sure, Ahsoka.
So they get to exist on their own like Mando did. He built himself.
Yeah, I think there's something to be said about not using legacy characters and people having different expectations. We've talked about doing a whole video on that, I think.
Right, I don't have any expectations for any member of the Skeleton Crew because I don't know them.
Whereas Ahsoka, you're bringing in, Ahsoka and the Rebel crew and potentially Thrawn. You're playing with fire again.
I mean, the rumor is that Hondo might make an appearance in Skeleton Crew, but...
Yeah, he's one of those characters. You're not like, oh my god, they
legacy
screwed up
character.
Hondo.
He's not...
Yeah. Hondo's great.
He's great, but I don't think they're going to mess him up. I think he's an easier character to get correct.
That's what I'm saying. If he comes along, makes some fun quips and kind of...
It's not like Luke Skywalker helping a bunch of kids lost in space. That would be a train wreck.
Well, potentially.
Potentially.
Could be cool, too. Let's be honest.
Yes, it could be cool, but at the same time, every fan who watches it's going to have their own expectations for how Luke should behave and what he would do, and it would ruin things. Whereas we don't have those expectations for these characters, so going in on a mental clean slate is kind of a nice
thing.
It is.
Yeah, I think the Ahsoka series is the biggest question mark. I'm happy Dave Filoni is, it's Dave Filoni's kind of, I would say, pet project. He loves the character Ahsoka. I don't think he's going to intentionally screw it up. I think he's going to try to give the character and the fans exactly what we want out of this, more or less. Some surprises, sure, but I have high hopes for it. It's just one of those things where I'm like, you are dealing with a lot of things that are touchy. You're dealing with a lot of legacy characters-esque. I don't know if the Rebels crew would be considered legacy characters, but you got Ahsoka,
characters that are well developed already.
Yeah, exactly. So
same with Thrawn.
Thrawn
these characters are all well known to their audience already.
Yeah, Thrawn is one of the best characters in Star Wars.
So if you start messing up their character or even their aesthetic, looking at you, Grand Inquisitor, people could have problems.
Yeah, even just the way they look can completely throw it off before the show even comes out. Mm-hmm. I mean, Kenobi was going uphill against some of these things that people were already upset about before seeing the first episode.
Right. And this could happen to Ahsoka, so it has to be very, very cautious.
Yes, I agree. All right, well, that is all we got for you this time. So now it's your turn to take to the comments below and tell us what you think of this lineup for 2023. Are you excited? What are you excited for the most? What are you maybe excited for the least? Whatever the case may be, you know what to do. Leave your comments below. Let's talk some Star Wars. And until next time, thanks for watching.